Serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
We're continuing to learn more details in the developing investigation into the death of Savannah Greywind. And police today confirmed what many people have been thinking. She was murdered. Police say the cause is officially homicidal violence, the same cause of death listed for Tom Bierson almost 3 years ago. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric joins us now with the latest details on this continuing investigation. Bradford.
Andrea, police say they have the preliminary autopsy results back from St. Paul. Savannah Greywind's body sent down to the medical examiner there over the weekend because she was found on the Clay County side of the river. And those results confirm she was murdered, but police will not tell us how specifically she died or how she delivered her baby. As for that baby girl named Hazley Joe by the family, Cass County Social Services told me today, due to confidentiality laws, they cannot comment on any situation. So we are not sure yet when or if the child will be handed over to either Savannah Greywind's boyfriend or her parents. And police are not commenting on if this was a case of fetal abduction either. Suspects in this case, William Hain and Brooke Cruz, are in the Cass County Jail on $2 million bond. Jail administration tells me today, quote, "We are keeping them physically isolated from all other inmates." Andrea?
All right, thank you, Brad. A source close to the Greywind family tells us there was a meeting today with Savannah Greywind's boyfriend and Cass County Social Services. Again, we aren't sure where the newborn girl will eventually end up. A makeshift memorial for Savannah Greywind has grown overnight. The memorial was started early yesterday. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop joins us live from North Fargo, where the memorial was formed at the last place the 22-year-old was seen, her apartment building. Ashley?
Good evening, Andrea. That's right. There is a large memorial growing here at the apartment. Many people around the community have been leaving items like flowers, balloons, stuffed animals, along with messages to the family on the front steps. Many of the messages say no words or forever loved or forever in our hearts. The memorial has become a spot that evening people are coming to just say prayers. But people living in this area have also noticed it's becoming a spot for rubberneckers and gawking.
I don't mind them stopping to leave stuff. It's just some people just stop and stare.
Now, one neighbor tells me yesterday he even saw in the evening 13 cars going down the street, slowly looking at this apartment building. And just to update you as well, we just saw a handful of investigators go in, along with a Fargo police officer, into this apartment, which is still examining the crime scene in the upstairs apartments. In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Ashley, thank you. And remember, you can donate to the family at any U.S. bank location. Also, many people are lighting up their houses in red for all the missing and murdered Indigenous women, including Savannah. Well, enjoy the sunny and hot weather today because it sounds like we'll be cooling down a bit tomorrow. Hutch, anything showing up this evening?
Not too much. Along the cold front boundary that's to our north, that's what will be cooling off tomorrow. There are a few showers and thunder showers north of Thunder Bay as we head through the evening. Look at the heat, 70s across much of Lakes Country, and that quickly warms up into the 80s to 90s across the Dakotas. Mid-80s here across the Red River Valley. This evening in Fargo, temperatures in the low 80s by the 7 o'clock hour, light and variable winds. Notice a few clouds in the Grand Forks skyline this evening. It's warmer there, where temperatures in the Northern Valley hit the 90s today. So a hot evening, but that will not be the case tomorrow. I'll tell you how much we cool off, and we'll talk about our next chance of rain here in a second.
70s are okay.
That's fine.
Thank you,
yes.
Hutch. Grand Forks police are still looking for a man who attacked and robbed someone overnight. It happened just before 11 p.m. in the 1100 block of 24th Avenue South. The victim says someone he knows hit him in the head with a hammer and ran off with his money. The suspect is a white man, about 6 feet tall, 165 pounds. He was last seen wearing a blue T-shirt and khaki shorts and was carrying a black backpack. You can call police if you have any information. Also out of Grand Forks, police are looking for information about a driver who stole a car and led police on a high-speed chase. Officers tried to make a traffic stop on a dark-colored SUV that was speeding in the 800 block of 15th Street South around 11 last night. That's when the car took off. Officers later found the vehicle abandoned. You can give them a call if you have any information. In a follow-up to a story Valley News Live first reported back in February, an arrest warrant has now been issued for a North Dakota chiropractor who stands accused of making more than $600,000 in fraudulent insurance claims. The warrant was filed in Cass County Court Tuesday for a felony charge of insurance fraud. Court documents spell out the insurance claims issued by Dr. Shayar Massoud, who was practicing out of Lighthouse Family Chiropractic in Williston. The documents detail multiple fraudulent insurance claims, including one instance of spending more than 73 hours in one day on patient care, along with double billing insurance companies in North Dakota and Illinois. If convicted, Massoud could face 20 years in jail, a fine of $10,000, or both. A North Dakota man is in jail after he was threatening people with a homemade sword. Police say 39-year-old Michael Skro was threatening people with a sword in Lidgerwood yesterday. Police tried making contact with him, but he barricaded himself in his house. Skro was eventually arrested after a 6-hour standoff with police. He is in the Richland County Jail on reckless endangerment charges. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. A local pizza shop has a big heart for the homeless and free slices for those who aren't sure where their next meal will come from. Valley News Team's Nicole Johnson shows us how Little Caesars on 19th Avenue North is reacting after finding people eating leftover pizza out of their dumpster.
Little Caesars.
What can I get for you today?
Known for their pies, ready right away.
Not too hot, not too cold.
Advertising affordable deals.
$5.38, hon.
Hi. But affordable is a relative term. Not everyone can shell out $5 for a meal.
Can I get another sausage in, please?
And those who work at this specific shop are well aware.
It's a great day at Little Caesars. This is Michelle. How can I help you?
The general manager, Michelle Lassier, isn't faking how kind she is.
I do have people that unfortunately come in with change and they're embarrassed, and I just tell them, you don't have to be embarrassed. This is helping you feed your family.
Not long ago, employees started noticing people were eating leftover pizza out of the garbage. The owner's Band-Aid to that problem hangs in the drive-through window. This note, addressed to those eating out of the trash. It reads, "You're a human being and worth more than a meal from a dumpster." Then invites those hungry people in for a couple free slices, no questions asked.
Don't feel embarrassed if you're hungry and it's, you don't want to do what others do, stand on the corner for, handouts. You feel down about that. You're more than welcome to come here and grab a couple slices.
And that's just a piece of their good heart. They donate leftovers to local food shelves, and to top it all off, they ask customers to donate spare change to pay for a slice for those who need it.
There you are, and you have a wonderful day.
In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Little Caesars shops are privately owned. The people who run the one on 19th Avenue North own the coffee shop next door and also own 2 Orange Julius locations in Fargo. In our schemes and ripoffs tonight, the Fargo Police Department is warning you about another scam that has hit the area. Phantom debt collectors are calling people, impersonating law firms, trying to swindle you out of some cash. The imposters are telling people they're delinquent on a payday loan or other debt and threaten them with arrest, jail time, or getting sued unless they pay by credit or debit card over the phone. Sometimes the callers have personal information like your social security and bank account numbers to convince people that they're legit. By law, debt collectors have to send you a written document within 5 days after they first contact you. If they don't, that's a warning sign that the person calling may be trying to scam you. Flooding has reached record levels in Houston, causing levees to breach and claiming at least 9 lives in the process. One of those deaths, a Houston police officer who was trying to get to work. The 34-year-old veteran drove into an underpass and drowned in floodwater. Harvey has dumped 49 inches of rain in some areas, setting a new record for a tropical storm in the continental U.S. Continuous rain is raising water levels higher and pushing it into neighborhoods. Rescue workers are scrambling to save another wave of Harvey's victims. So far, emergency crews have plucked more than 6,000 people from rising floodwaters. Harvey is still not finished with Texas. The tropical storm is back over the Gulf and is expected to make a second landfall tomorrow just east of Houston. As Harvey continues to pound at Texas, 22 people from our neck of the woods have traveled with American Red Cross to aid in sheltering and feeding people impacted by this storm. As Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop tells us, locally, the Red Cross is in need of volunteers to help.
There's one shelter that will house up to 5,000, and that takes a lot of feet on the ground to make sure people are well taken care of in those shelters.
Red Cross volunteers from our area are in Houston and the surrounding areas helping feed and shelter thousands of people. But more people are needed, and the Red Cross Dakotas region is hosting a volunteer training on Wednesday to get people to assist.
Our volunteers are putting in 10-hour days generally, and then they're sleeping in the shelter on a cot. And so we send them for a maximum of 2 weeks at a time, and then they can come back and get rested. And for several, they end up going back again.
There are 2 training times Wednesday, and it will include general Red Cross information and essential training if you wish to go to Texas and respond. Expenses are paid if you do go to the affected areas.
As we go forward in this response and recovery mode, the number of volunteers needed will be determined, but we anticipate that to be overall in the thousands. And so whatever part we can do here in the Dakotas region is what we will.
Spurl says just like FEMA, the Red Cross anticipates a long response to this disaster, and they will aid in helping with cleanup by handing out food and water and cleanup kits.
But even think about our own area with Grand Forks or Minot. It took a long time, and it's still in recovery in some ways. And so we anticipate that we will be involved for quite some time.
Now, if you can't give up 2 weeks of your time to travel to Texas, the Red Cross says that's okay. They're still looking for volunteers to help in this area if there are emergencies that happen that will need to be responded to, like house fires. In Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The training session will be held at the Fargo Red Cross office and last about an hour. You can also donate money to the American Red Cross, which helps in our area and nationally. Learn more on our website, valleynewslive.com. Look for Best Buy to be relocating, but not too far. West Acres CEO Brad Schlossman told us this afternoon that they're working toward a formal agreement for Best Buy to relocate into the area formerly occupied by Sears. Schlossman said the move isn't expected this year, but would happen sometime in 2018. As for the existing Best Buy building, Schlossman added that they are working on options, but there's no finalist at this time. Dick's Sporting Goods has been rumored to be a prime candidate. More students stepped off the bus or got dropped off to school for their first day in West Fargo, including students attending the new Brooks Harbor Elementary School. This is the West Fargo Public School District's 13th elementary school. Today, more than 245 students walked through their doors for the first time. Parents dropping off their kids say they feel like it's a new and welcome atmosphere for their kids.
Loved it, loved the layout. I like how the older kids are in one area and the smaller kids are in another. Everyone was super cordial, and the staff was really friendly, and we're just excited for a new year.
10,635 students were recorded for the first day of school there. That's an increase, in West Fargo. That's an increase of 584 students from last year. And by the way, West Fargo is the 3rd largest district in the state. There's nothing like